This week I'm reading excerpts from the book I just produced. It's a biography, Ethel, a pioneer preacher. This story picks up in Bemidji, Minnesota, where Ethel has been invited to a dance and all evening was with a young man by the name of Fred Dugas, some 7 years her senior. It was just a dance, Ethel told herself. I shouldn't take things seriously. But that night, she lay awake on her bed, hoping and dreaming she could marry Fred Dugas. Of course, she was just jumping to some serious conclusions. A fact confirmed when Fred returned home from Bemidji to Cloquet the next day, a city almost 150 miles away. I'm going to skip a passage until he comes back. 1 week later, as if she had wished him into existence, and this is some months that has transpired, Fred appeared at the door of the hotel. What are you doing here? Aren't you glad to see me? He responded with a broad grin. Of course, but why aren't you at work? Mill's closed, he responded, as she could figure out everything by that terse pronouncement. Okay, why is it closed? This is Minnesota. The mills are forced to close until spring because of the freezing mill ponds, and the logs make transportation to the mill impossible. Bill gave me a job as a cook. Ethel silently thanked God for answering her prayers. Of course, she probably should have thanked Bill too. And I'm skipping ahead, just one more paragraph. When winter began to abate and the ice began to thaw, their budding relationship seemed to be in jeopardy. Fred came by to see Ethel on break and was acting pretty nervously. You know, the mills in Minnesota are getting ready to open, and so, she said defensively. Well, I got this job offer in Minneapolis. You're not breaking up with me, are you? Demanded Ethel. There, she had said it, hoping to place the relationship on firmer ground. No, Fred offered tersely, but I'll never see you. Well, that's the thing. I was wondering, I was thinking that, if your mother said it was okay, and if it would be okay with you, well, would you marry me?